Good afternoon, happy Tuesday, and welcome to Facebook Live. So I was just getting ready to go live and my husband called me, and so I'm a little bit late, but here we are. So we're gonna get everything kicked off and ready to go. But happy Tuesday to you on this, what would this now be, the second day of fall, third day of fall? It's fall, y'all. So who's into pumpkin stuff? Have you had your pumpkin spice whatever yet this fall? I don't know if it's pumpkin spice per se, but I have had a pumpkin chai, so I think that counts for something, right? All right, welcome everybody as you're coming in here live, or welcome later if you're watching on the replay. I'm not a pumpkin spice like everything kind of person, but I do enjoy it from time to time. All right, so I'm gonna stick this right over here, and we are going to do two projects today. So, oh, Mary Ellen, you like pumpkin coffee? That sounds good. That does sound good. Like, I wonder if you could use like actual pumpkin. You know, like the canned pumpkin that you use for pie. Could you put that in a coffee? I don't know, why not? I don't know. I've never made pumpkin coffee before, or pumpkin anything drink. I just go to local coffee shops to get it. All right, so we're gonna make two cards today because I pulled out this paper that I haven't used yet, and I just couldn't stop making cards because it's so beautiful. So I'm actually gonna jump right in and put the camera down so that you can, oops, oh gosh, my stand is being lovely today. Let's see if we can get that in a good spot. Okay. Yes, I think that'll work. So, although I did just barely show you, here, I'll very carefully pull this over. So, I'm trying candles this fall because I want my studio to smell really good. And I was looking for like Christmas and fall type scents. And I was at a craft show this weekend, and this one is called Haunted House Hiccups. And it has a wood wick down in there, which I've never had a wood wick candle before. I feel like I have to say that slowly because it's like a tongue twister. I'm having a heck of a time keeping it lit. It keeps wanting to go out, so I'm not sure what that's about. But, you know, we're trying it. Okay, so today I am using Mediterranean blooms. And you can see here the back side, spreading out some of the papers. The back side has all these beautiful blues and kind of like a tile pattern almost, like you might see in your backsplash in your kitchen or something. And then the back side is like a complete surprise, I think, or the front side, however you want to look at it. The other side, to me, is a complete surprise compared to the kitchen tile pattern on the back side. On the front, we have a variety of fruits and flowers. So this is the paper I'm working with, and I'm going to be pairing it with this stamp set called Everyday Greetings. And so there's a bunch of different greetings in here that you can kind of mix and match how you want to say it. And we're going to use that. Okay, so let me set aside this paper. Excuse me. And we're going to grab the first card. So this first card that we're going to make, gosh, you guys, I hope you're sitting down for what I'm about to say. I'm going to do fussy cutting. I know, fussy cutting is not my favorite, but this paper is so gorgeous, I couldn't help myself. And it was actually really easy to do. If we're not careful, I'm going to end up liking fussy cutting or something. So, hold on to your hats. That might be coming. All right, so we're going to be using Night of Navy and Lemon Lolly. Oh, and I should show you the inside too. So here's the inside. So we're using the color combination Night of Navy and Lemon Lolly. So my Night of Navy is my card base. It's 5.5 by 8.5. And then we are going to do Lemon Lolly. And I'm cutting 2 pieces of this. I need it to be 4 by 5.25. So 4 by 5.25. And we need 2 pieces that measure 4 by 5.25. Let's see, here's 4. All right. And then we're going to take a piece of the Designer Series paper, and it's got the lemons there on the background. And I'm going to cut this to be 3 3/4 by 5. So 3 3/4 by 5. All right. So now that I have this piece to work with, I am going to cut on an angle. Now, I'm not going to do a diagonal. I'm actually going to start partway in, and I'm going to end partway up. Now, you can do this on any angle that you want. So I'm just going to kind of randomly stick an angle here, and we're just going to slice it like that. So what you end up with, let me move these 2. So here's our piece right here. And when we cut those, we end up with a triangle on the top. And then we have this slice. And you can see here how these edges are still straight. So I didn't go from corner to corner. I just went from end to end to get that piece cut out. Okay? So what we will do is we will take the 2 pieces of Lemon Lolly, and we are going to stamp these. So I need my Night of Navy. And I'm going to do Thinking of You. Yes. I'm going to do Thinking of You here. And we're just going to stamp that in the lower corner. And then my inside sentiment is going to be, where there is heartache, let there be healing. And I'll switch these 2 around. And we're going to stamp that here in the upper corner. Now, I happen to know exactly where to stamp because I know where I'm heading with this card. But if you are not sure, what you can do is you can place your pieces first. So now if I were to take this, we'll take the front of my card, and I'm like, oh shoot, I stamped in the wrong spot. Well, you have a couple of options. You just turn it around, and you can do it that way. Or you can just re-stamp right up here in the upper corner, depending on how you want this to look. So I didn't actually stamp in the wrong spot because I was planning to make it up here. But I'm just saying, if you were not sure, that's how you can kind of figure out where you want to do your stamping. I just don't like to tape down the Designer Series paper first, because if I mess up, I want to be able to flip over my cardstock. So then with the triangle, we're just going to stick the other piece just so that we don't have any wasted Designer Series paper. We're going to put that on the inside of the card. There's still plenty of space for you to write your message with that piece. Okay, so we will take our card base and we'll do our insert first. So put that here. Inserts don't just have to be white, you guys. So I'm using Lemon Lolly here because it ties in really well with the lemons on the card. But, you know, just a reminder, inserts don't have to be white. Lemon Lolly is a great option for it. You know, pool party, soft sea foam. We have quite a few colors that are nice and light, and so you can put them on, you know, as the inserts. Now I've already started the fussy cutting for this just to save time, But all I'm doing is taking my scissors. I am leaving a little bit of border. So you'll see I'm not cutting right next to the images. And I'm moving the paper, not my scissors. That was a game changer for me with fussy cutting. When I found out, I used to always move the scissors a ton. And now I still move the scissors a little bit, but I try to focus more on moving the paper because it really does make fussy cutting so much easier. And here's what I know about myself. I used to not like tying bows either. So I forced myself to practice and practice and practice. And now I actually don't mind tying bows. So I suppose the more I force myself to fussy cut, the more I might end up liking it. All right, so we have our lemon. And this one just has a single lemon with some flowers. So I'm gonna put dimensionals all over this, and I'm going to put a fair amount because designer series paper is much thinner than cardstock, and I don't want my die cut or my fussy cutting piece, I don't want it to bow, you know, on the card. I want it to stay nice and flat, nice and level, I should say. All right. So let's see here, where can we put this? I think we'll do it, we'll just angle it like this so I can fit those leaves in there. There we go. And then for my embellishments, I am using Dots for Days. And let me just show you a full package here. So actually, there are 4 different colors here in the Dots for Days. Just using up a partial package here. And I'm going to use this light blue color. Just kind of a fun little add-in to the blue of our card. So I'll close that, and we'll use our bone folder here for our first card. So thinking of you, where there is heartache, let there be healing. So that's the first card, and I'll bring back the sample just so you can see. You know, you might have different looking front pieces because my sample card has the 2 lemons on it. So it just kind of depends on where you cut on your designer series paper, what it might end up looking like. So, all right, and then I also really wanted to use the oranges. So I am gonna do a fun fold here using the oranges. And because it's fall, I also thought, well, I'm going to put in a little fall colors instead of the lemon lolly. So we're going to use Night of Navy still, but I'm going to bring in pumpkin pie and this pattern here, which does have those oranges on the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my trimmer. And I need to cut a diagonal on my card front. So I am going to put my score line up here in the track, and then I'm going to put, and let's see if I can do this high enough that you guys can see. So I'm going to put the score line up here on the track, and then I'm going to do the opposite corner also lined up to my track. We'll just bring it up here to the top. So I've got my score line lined up, and then I've got the opposite corner, and we'll just cut that, and that gives us that angle on the front of the card. And I can save that, what I just cut off, for another card. So then what I'm going to do is I am going to cut a piece of pumpkin pie, and it's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. So 4 by 5 1/4. Oops, there we go. And then we will also cut our designer series paper, and this is also going to be 4 by 5 1/4. So let's see, 4 by 5 1/4. And then what we need to do is we need to cut our triangle. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to imagine your card front and consider which way you need this triangle to run. So I need it to be from the upper left corner to the bottom right corner, or my triangle is not going to run the correct direction. And I can't just flip over this cardstock or this designer series paper because the back side just doesn't work for what I'm trying to do. If you have designer series paper where front and back work, then it doesn't really matter which way you cut your diagonal. You can just flip it over. But because it's just partial oranges and the color scheme, it's not gonna work. So I had to make sure that I cut the right triangle. So let's see. Yes. All right, so I will take this piece and we will adhere it to the card front. And it's gonna fit right there. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside and we're gonna grab our pumpkin pie, and then I also have a tag here. And just for simplicity, because I'm really focusing on the layouts and the folds, I'm actually just going to go ahead and use the same 2 stamps. So we'll do where there's heartache, let there be healing. We'll put that right here in the middle. And then thinking of you, I need to put this towards the top of my tag. Just like so. All right, so we'll close that up and we'll stick our pumpkin pie here on the inside. You know, the other fun thing for me with this color combination is I'm a Chicago Bears fan. So this is a great color combination. It's like the best color combination ever. Go Bears. All right, so I'm gonna fold this and we're gonna use the bone folder to crease it here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start working on the front of our card. So once again, I've got these oranges and I've partially fussy cut just for time's sake, because I'm not the fastest at fussy cutting. So sometimes I feel like in video, feels like it takes even longer to fussy cut when you're trying to do it while there's people watching you. So, because I try to go quicker, but then I also try to still talk to you. And it's challenge. It's like walking and chewing bubble gum, right? Isn't that supposed to be really difficult? Okay. So we're just cutting around the flowers and the oranges and the leaves, and I'm almost at the end. There we go. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting our piece like this and like so. Okay? That's kind of where we're heading. So in order to figure this out, I need to put dimensionals not where my fingers are, okay? I need dimensionals down here in this area. So I'm just going to take my fingers, turn this over, and just remember that that section up there where my thumb is does not need dimensionals. So we'll take these 4 off of here. Hopefully I've accomplished this how I want it. Okay, we're gonna set this right here. Oh, I can hear my husband sneaking in the background. Remember I told you that Josh called me right before this video, and that's why I was a little late coming on. He's actually bringing me Starbucks Because, you know, what is coffee in a card without a drink from a coffee shop?
You're welcome.
So, all right. So I'm going to be putting my tag underneath here, and I'm just being mindful of where I need adhesive. So I just kind of want some adhesive, I think down here in this corner. So we'll kind of slide that back underneath here. There we go. So I just put some adhesive on the corner there. And then I am going to use the, what is this called? Silver and white sheer ribbon. And let's see. While I'm tying this, I'm looking behind me to see what he brought me. Looks like he brought me a pumpkin cream chai. So, not technically coffee, but, well, I mean, it's not coffee, it's tea. but still, it's from a coffee shop, so that counts, right? Might need to rename this video to, like, Sip and Stamp or something like that, since I'm not drinking coffee while I do it. Alright, so I've tied my bow. I'm just trimming the ends here. And we're going to take a glue dot. And I wanted this sheer ribbon because I didn't want to cover up any of my die cut. I really want all of it to, or not the die cut, sorry, the fussy cutting. I just wanted everything to be able to show. So by doing the sheer ribbon, it doesn't block anything from view. So I can stick that on there. And then we'll also grab our dots for days. And this time I'll use these yellow ones. And we'll just add some, we'll add some right there. All right, and so there we have our second one with a diagonal fun fold. Here, thinking of you, where there's heartache, let there be healing. But you know, folds like this with paper like this, you could definitely stamp it with any words that you need it to be. Or just leave it at thinking of you. The words I've added to the inside really make it a sympathy card, but you could just end at thinking of you and make it a thinking of you card instead of more sympathy related. Happy birthday, happy anniversary. I mean, so many options for this paper. It's such beautiful paper. So yeah, I couldn't help it. I had to show you two cards today. Oh goodness. There we go. Sorry. My phone shook and then it thought it was like causing a problem. Anyways. Facebook. So anyways, thank you so much for tuning in to Coffee and a Card. And if you missed it, there is a refresh on the clearance rack today only. So today is September 24th. So if you're looking for that, you can go check that out as well. And I'd love to see your versions of these cards. So be sure to post them over in the community group so we can see what you're making. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.